guys, this is Sidney. So in this video today I wanted to give you guys some updates on what's happening in the energy field for the collective at this time. And today where I am in Seoul, Korea, it's the 28th of October. That is the lunar eclipse, the full moon in Taurus right now. So I have been tapping into the energies the past week or so, and there were some channel messages. So I'm just going to let it guide me intuitively with this video, and if any messages that I have been downloading comes, it perhaps is meant for you to hear this. And so what you can do is you can utilize this information and apply to whatever situation that you are in right now, that we are all on this unique journey. So I want you to take what resonates for you and discern for yourself. And in the background you may hear some piano music right now that is a bit like light and uplifting. So I wanted to have that music to really help you get ahead with the new beginning that we're all entering into. So on the 10th of October, we ended a huge cycle. So it could be some sort of a karmic cycle, healing cycle, whatever journey that you may be on. Something ended. So for everyone, something ended in that moment, and then new cycle is begun. So what that means is it's different for everyone, but specifically for this specific group, that as a ancestral karmic breaker, if you have been doing a lot of inner work in your own private times, and you know who you are, so that is what is coming. So with that, you're going to be given the karmic justice, and you volunteer to do this work for Gaia. So you're going to be basically rewarded for all your hard work and dedicated efforts in this new cycle of life that's going to begin. And with that, you perhaps may have been used to having a lot of negative situations playing out where you are a energy transmuter and karmic breaker. So what the source was telling me for this specific group, and this could be applied to everyone in general because this can help anybody right now at this time. So what you could do is, instead of constantly expecting the worst, what could go wrong, and what could happen in the worst way, which was a habit that we had to adopt in order to be the shadow worker in that sense. So you had to work in the darkness and deal with a lot of the dark forces, and therefore you had to take on that pattern in order to go through this, and also to keep your energy protected. And so right now the source was telling us, or telling this group, or anyone who's going to resonate with this, is to shift the perspective to expecting the best, which can be pretty hard because we have been living that our earlier part of our lives in many other reincarnations on earth as that shadow warrior. But you're going to come out now, and then you can shift this pattern and start working on expecting only the best, and the universe is giving you only the best. So start trusting that, because when we were in that situation, we had to do a lot of controlling our emotions and our situations, right? And because basically we had to take care of ourselves. So right now you can open yourself up to trust and surrender a little bit more by allowing you to trust that the universe is really guiding you and that cycle really ended. So that is the message for those of you who are going to resonate at this time. Okay, and with that, Another message that came was choosing faith over fear at this time. So as we are entering into a new cycle, and this could be different for everyone. So for those of you who did a lot of inner work in your own private times, the universe knows who they are, who you are. So you don't need to worry about anything at this time. It's all been taken care of. That's what Source wanted me to tell you guys, for those of you who are going to resonate. So as you enter into this new era or new cycle, you will have to have the faith to go into the unknown, meaning take a risk. And it's all going to be guided by the universe, by the source. And so right now you need to choose faith over fear, which is our old patterning, right? So that's something that you can tell yourself to trust, and wherever you are, it's enough for you right now. Whatever you do, it's okay for you to do nothing or rest, or however you resonate that you feel is needed is what you need, and that is good enough. Okay, so that is something that you can constantly harbor and I would say shift your perspective into and settle into that perspective from now on, because you're going to live in a different frequency, because you already have done the work to anchor, integrate, and embody this. Okay, so you already have that in your heart center, meaning it's not that you are receiving this as something new. Actually, what's really happening is it's already within your soul signature. As a light worker, as your dark warrior of the shadow and all of that at this time, but you're also the warrior of the light as well. So it's already in your soul signature, in your own unique vibration, but it had been I would say dormant or underactive or inactive due to this role that you chose to play in this lifetime. Okay, so now you let go of a lot of the things, which is we refer to as the karmic work, because karmic work simply means we are letting go of the belief system that are rooted in lack and limitation and all these conditionings that do not serve us, that is based on duality, such as the good versus the bad, or the angel versus the devil, and all these ideas are just these concepts that we're living under duality consciousness, and this doesn't exist because universe is neutral always. So that is something that you did. You let go of a lot of the belief system that had been rooted in lack and limitation. So that's why it's allowing your soul signature, your original vibration to come out and really integrate yourself with that. Therefore, you're merging yourself with your soul aspect rather than the ego. Okay, so keep choosing faith over fear. And the other group is for those of you who is still doing the work, still continuing to do so. And what I see in this group, some of you, this is for those of you who are going to resonate. Some of you have been learning and trying to grow yourself, but the source is telling you to not choose out of fear or the ego. Any spiritual practice you do should be based on purity of the heart and just doing itself. It's not for your own gain, or it's not to gain something, you see. And in a lot of the times when we are doing the healing work, and when someone is really heavily programmed with duality consciousness, and what happens is they tend to think in terms of comparison, breaking things down, and constantly measuring where they are, who they are, based on these comparisons, because deep inside in their subconscious belief system, they hold this very lower vibrations that they're not good enough, and therefore they're trying to compensate it unconsciously or subconsciously. So that's why they compare, and they want to feel like they're doing it right. They want to feel like they're getting something out of this, whatever that they're doing. And that's all based on ego. So instead of doing something to gain something, just do it for the sake of doing it. And you need to have a bigger purpose and intention, and this could be different for everyone and unique. And when you really meditate, meaning just be present with yourself, meaning listening to yourself, meaning you are tapping into your truth self in that moment, then you're going to be you're going to have this vision or the idea of where your intention should be at this time, to be aligned with your highest good, to be aligned with your highest self in highest timeline, I would say. So that's something in that sense. You need to constantly choose faith over fear, meaning when you say, what can I get out of this? I want to have this result as a way of practicing this or that and this or that, then constantly what you're focusing on is the ego. It's not the spirit that is the true essence. So we are all at this time moving from illusion to truth, right? Fear to love, and deception to authenticity, because we had to play a role, meaning we had to be someone that we are not, and that's very tiring, right? And we had to do that in order to feel validated, and therefore there was a lot of need to prove ourselves to other people. And we constantly over explain ourselves, who we are, what we did, right? What I'm going to do. And what the source is saying is that don't talk the talk, just simply walk, right? So you don't need to try to prove yourself to anybody. It's just you need to show up for yourself and continue to do the work, because the moment you do that, what happens is basically it's the trauma, the ego. Hear me out, listen to me. Because in that moment when you gain attention and someone pays attention to listen to you, you're like, yes, I matter, and my words matter, what I think matter, I'm validated, I'm approved. You know, you don't want to be in that position. So just take notice of you whenever you go into that comparison or trying to over explain constantly. It's a form of defensiveness, a defensive mechanism. And also needing to prove yourself, to show others what you are doing, what you are achieving. I mean, you can still share these things, but when we really go into the subconscious, it's all about wanting to prove, needing to prove. And this could waste a lot of your energy and also drain the other party's energy as well. So we don't want to right now drain anyone's energy or each other's energy as much as possible, but preserve our energy in love and light, and then just work on ourselves in stillness. Okay, and then if you need to share something, of course you're going to share and express and talk. That's all based on what you need to do in that moment. But just that this point is made because I also see that a lot in the collective, that I keep hearing, hear me out, hear me out. It's like a little kid that wasn't given a lot of attention. It's like, mommy, look at me, mommy, look at me. Nobody's listening and paying attention to this little kid, right? So you want to, in that case, look into your inner child and go into saying, I hear you, I'm here for you, I see you, let me hear you out. That's what you need to do, instead of trying to make or wanting someone hear you at this point. So that is very important. That's related to feeling not good enough. That is constantly breaking the devil and the angel, or the evil versus the good. This doesn't exist. and that because of this you're constantly self-punishing yourself. That's a likely pattern that's going to play out later on. You see, I should have done this better, I should have known better, or I shouldn't have said that, I should have said that. All these things are just draining your energy and someone else's energy as well. So at the end of the day, what comes down is we are all, as we go into this new cycle, you may be repeating, to be quite honest, what I see is this other group that you're doing the work. You may be repeating the same cycle, but just on a different scenery, because you have been pretty stubborn being in the comfort zone for this particular group. And I'm not saying this to discourage or to point this out, but this is just what I see in the collective. So I'm just stating as what it comes. And for this group, because you have been falling back to your old pattern and comfort zone, especially with a lot of your narratives that have been keeping you stuck in that cycle, meaning you're constantly repeating the same self-talk, when you converse with someone, you use the same phrase over and over that you already learned it's not helping you, or it's self-sabotaging or something like that. For example, you may have a habit of, this is just an example that comes to me, is like, oh, that's meaningless, or that's useless, something like that. Or if you say I'm a loser, or out of just habit. And before, you just said it automatically because it had been a pattern that had been fixated, that therefore it became very automatic. And when you say it, you were unconscious. But now, even though you have the awareness, you kept repeating these words, and that put you in that old pattern or that energy. So it was holding you back. Or you could use certain humor, for example, self-deprecating humor, sarcastic humor, or where you are belittling other people to make others laugh. That's another form of wanting to have attention on you. So if you have been using humor to do these things, it's also playing a part in your vibration. So it's something that you also need to watch out and be more conscious of. And for this group, so you may be repeating the same cycle, and you may think, I've done a lot of work and I've been putting in a lot of consistent effort, but why am I still having these triggers and people around me that are irritating me, bothering me, right? So basically, karmic work simply means we have to learn or realize at one point that it's not what happens, but it's about how we respond. So when you realize this really truly in your heart center, that's when you elevate, meaning that's when you are really learning the lesson, and that's when you're really graduating from that lesson, I would say. And until you realize that, you're going to still repeat, meaning things that are going to trigger you, things that are going to frustrate you, irritate you, agitate you, and that go into that negative narrative towards someone because they are the enemy now, that they're the bad ones, right? Causing me this inconvenience and all of that, then you're not learning the lesson, because you have to see the role that you played in the consequence that you faced, because everything is a manifestation of your energy, meaning what you say, what you choose to do creates your reality. So therefore you are a powerful creator. So all this karmic work that we are doing right now is the acting of letting go, releasing of all the belief systems that are rooted in lack and limitations. Therefore you're realizing that you are enough as you are. Okay, and that also you are a creator of your own reality. That means everything that you chose is part of your reality, and therefore what you are experiencing right now is a result of what you chose. So that's where your power lies. That's where we need to learn to take responsibility of what we are experiencing moment to moment, even though it may be frustration, anger that seems like someone else caused you. Once again, it's not about what happens, but it's about how we respond to what happens, that you realize that you are the creator. You see, despite everything that's going on around you, you are the eye of the storm. That's where we are moving into the higher consciousness and the soul aspect. So for this group, you are still doing a lot of ego integration, shadow work. So you may be repeating the same cycle because you are still in the process of learning the lesson through this realization. But once again, it's not to compare your journey with anybody. We are not here to win anything, you see. It's all about your soul evolution and the pace that you need to go at, and to honor yourself and nurture yourself and how to love yourself. That's really matters at the end of the day. Nobody is, no authority, no absolute God is trying to judge you, punish you, reward you, all of this. Reward in a sense that, you know, karmic justice is playing out is because you put out those seeds of good and you're just receiving these back in return as harvest. So we are all planting seeds. So right now, as we go into this new cycle, we are here to plant new seeds and given this new opportunity. So what we want to do is really stay appreciative and grateful for this constant opportunities to plant new seeds, grow, learn how to nurture, how to love, you know, how to grow. And so at the end of the day, we grow through, and then we break through, and we evolve, all on a soul level. And in the process, the ego will come in to say, do this or do that, because that's what you allow the ego to do before. But now it's like, calm down, right? I hear you, I see you, right? And then you embrace and you integrate, and then you allow your soul aspect to come out. That I shared about the mind is not the center, the heart is the center, this is the portal. And also we are moving from the ego to the soul. So you need to operate from a place of the soul aspect, and you need to integrate this. So for this group, first, the shadow work, the ego integration, watch out your narratives, your need to compare, so that you are using that to justify that you are not good, or you are good, or you're not so bad, you're right, and all these ideas. They're constantly anchoring you down in the old habits, old energies. So therefore you need to release them. Okay, so I want you to plant new seeds with words. Words are spells, the thoughts, the words that we say. And also another thing is, at the end of the day, in order for you to experience something in the physical reality, this is a very physical planet. This is a 3D planet, meaning we have this physical vessel. Everything we see and touch and sense are all material, right? Physically based, but these are all energies in essence, and these are taking form because you agree to see that as stable, or your belief system is seeing that in that perspective. That's why they exist. But in essence, everything is energy. And so at the end of the day, on earth, you need to take physical actions, meaning create some sort of movement into that new direction that you're planting seeds on. Therefore, you need to talk a different way, meaning you need to be conscious of what you say to yourself, to others, and how you say it and how you phrase it. You want to be conscious of choosing certain vocabularies, choosing certain words. That's how you become the creator of your own reality. You see? And so also it's important to really review and discern the environments that you are interacting with, whether they are in that vibration of being in the state of consciousness, or they're constantly saying these words that you used to say, more self-sabotaging, judging, comparing, right? Then you need to review these relationships or environments while you're still reacting or interacting, because there's some frequency resonance that you are resonating on the same level. And so there is also a lesson that way. So we are constantly surrounded with abundant energies of opportunities to learn and to grow, and we need to get out of this idea of what growth means, what abundance means, because a lot of it is based on outcome, results, and material gains, right? And accumulation, and that's the old belief system. So I want you to go bigger and beyond from this as you plant new seeds in this new cycle. And so, for example, the idea of abundance is based on a lot of the material things right now, but abundance could mean air, simply because if we don't have oxygen, we can't be here. But we underestimate, we do not appreciate, we do not value, right? We do not nurture the clean air right now, or the oxygen, because we are so focused on what? Conquering the world in a way, in survival, right? To have more, to secure more for myself, to have more power over and control and all of that. So we need to start shifting our perspective that way, meaning go beyond the ideas of limitation and lack that we've been fed with, that we believe that is the only thing, which is an illusion. Now we need to move from illusion to truth. And also playing deceptive, meaning masking yourselves or trying to be someone else to feel approved, loved, liked. This needs to go, and we need to start expressing our authentic self, and that requires courage. That requires a lot of your strength. Okay, and also what came with the energy was that we still have a lot of influence with the full moon in Aries energy from the end of last month, and then that had been very strong, lingering on, and we are in Scorpio season. So the message that I received was that you want to use these triggers or these angers or emotional outbursts that you are simply given the opportunity to witness, observe, and release. You want to use this fire energy of this intensity to transmute any of the negativity around and release all this negativity and purify it with the energy of water, the Scorpio energy. That is the water energy that is very intense as well and very transformative at this time. So you are working with fire and water element at this time right now. That is quite important, so that this also represents the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within everyone, and it's all helping us to once again to integrate and balance and come to union within, so that we can become a better manifester, and working with the divine become the co-creator. It's not the creating out of the ego anymore. So we are working on these energies right now, and these energies are supporting us to do this right now, and which is very important process to enter into the new golden age starting in 2032. So whatever work that you are doing, you may think that you're just doing it for yourself, but as you do so, it is helping Gaia, it is helping earth. It is helping the entire universe. So what you do really matters at this time. And the idea of what is small, what is big, what is trivial is just a concept of lack and limitation once again. So what you do really matters, okay? Even if you still see that as very small, trivial, nothing, it's helping universe, it's helping Gaia. So continue to plant new seeds with faith and choose to stay in faith over fear, okay? Trust that you're always guided, always protected, that you are safe, right? When you don't feel safe, when you're scared, you are safe. When you say you are safe, you are safe. That's how powerful you are. When you say you're afraid someone's going to attack me, that's what you're going to create in your reality, and that's what you're going to experience as a result of that. So that's how powerful you are. So you want to use it in this new direction now, okay? You are safe, you're protected, you're always guided, you're loved, okay? And that everything happens for a reason, for a bigger purpose that is for you. It is not happening to punish you. It's not happening to make you feel pain or suffering. Everything happens with a purpose. And once you see this purpose specifically, that's when you are moving away from that lesson, graduating. You see, you realize everything, you see? So have that vision in mind as your new direction that you're walking towards, and continue to plant these seeds of I trust, I love, right? I am safe, I am protected. These are new seeds that you're planting along the way, and start taking the action that is in alignment with this, okay? So that's something that you can do at this time to really nurture this new beginning, or as you enter this new season. Okay, and the season will go and run in different ways for everyone. So once again, there's no need to prove yourself that you're doing well. You just need to know what you are doing, and that you're aligned with the highest good, with the highest intention, and connected to the divine in your soul and the heart center. That's all that matters right now. We don't need to look elsewhere to see, did I do well? That's what we've been programmed with in schools, right? In society, it was all about grades, and they got 100 marks and you got 80, they got A plus, you got C, and there's nothing like that, okay? Everything is neutral in the universe. So I'm going to constantly remind you, because we often forget, and that is okay for you to do so, but keep on stepping is the key right now, okay? Don't punish yourself in any ways because you are falling back and forth, or you are not doing the right thing. The idea of perfection is also part of feeling not good enough that we've been conditioned with. So allow yourself to remind, meaning plant new seeds once again, so these old ways can fall away as you focus on these new path, new seeds, new season right now, okay? And use that scorpionic energy of tapping into your deepest shadow aspect right now. All your fears and emotions that you encounter, you want to start to accept them. Accepting how fearful you are, how afraid you may be, but you are going to take the risk in the unknown, and you have done the work. It's going to be a different picture. It's going to be a different reality that is much brighter, because you're not the same person that you used to be. So we are in this transition where we need to start embodying more of the us with different frequency they already worked on, to embody this, to anchor that down and really work with that. and that whatever fear that you're facing when you want to act on something or choose something, that trauma will no longer exist, that pain will no longer exist. Okay, so we don't want to be in that fear or worry energy. Okay, so continue to do the work, and with that, I'm going to end the video here today, and do a lot of releasing right now as well, because the full moon has the energy to release, and the full moon in Taurus is about sense of security, right? Self-worth. So it's not about just the material things that are going to make you feel worthy or make you look or feel or be a certain person. It's about how you feel about yourself, right? The changed frequency, that you realize that you are enough just for existing, just for being you. It's the frequency that we are embodying right now, and also working towards and releasing a lot of the stuff that are against that, that's blocking us from seeing our true self. That is who you really are. Okay, so I wish you a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.